Hi, everybody. Al Gattulo here. Coming up Friday night, Sports Shouting Radio returns on Sportshouting.com starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. Among my guests, Rich Catino from WFAN.com will join me at 15 past the hour. We'll talk Mets. Of course, he covers them for WFAN. We'll get into the whole Dylan G thing about his blood clot and his second surgery, and now it looks like he's going to be done for the season. Does R.A. Dickey's first half success continue into the second half? And does Johan Santana continue his great run right now after the no-hitter in June? Of course, David Wright, is he an MVP? Is he a legitimate MVP? And will Jason Bay be coming back? Obviously, he's doing a minor league rehab down in Port St. Lucie. And so will he come back and be effective? And is he trade bait at the deadline? Does Sandy Alderson make some deals? Or will he just stay pat with this Mets team that right now is sitting just a couple of games out of first place as they open up a series with the Braves, and then they'll play the Nationals for a couple as well. We'll also talk Yankees. We'll talk the rest of Major League Baseball as well with Rich Catino. He'll be joining me 7:15 Eastern tomorrow night on Sports Shouting Radio at sportshouting.com. We'll also take your calls at 877-288-7468. That's 877-288-7468. The other stories we'll talk about, obviously the Penn State report released on Thursday by Louis Freeh, the former director of the FBI, a scathing report. And if you haven't read Sally Jenkins' column in the Washington Post, I advise you to read it before you listen to my show on Friday night, because she nails it. She was one of the last people to speak to Joe Paterno when he was alive and really did a phenomenal job on her column today. And we'll get into that whole Penn State report and what my opinion and what I think that program should be done with. I think it should be ended immediately by the NCAA. It shouldn't exist anymore. I'll get into it more on Friday night. We'll also get into NBA free agency. Knicks making a couple of signings. Jason Kidd, Marcus Camby, Steve Nash now a member of the Lakers. And where does Dwight Howard go? Does he stay with the Orlando Magic? Is he coming to the Nets? Is he going elsewhere? Is he going to the Lakers? Is he going somewhere else? We're going to find out. Obviously, he says the Nets are the only team that he wants to play for, but will Orlando accommodate him now that this 4-team deal is pretty much all said and done? And finally, Reggie Jackson's apology. Earlier this week, he criticized Alex Rodriguez, he criticized Gary Carter, and a few of the people, some of those who were in the Hall of Fame. And we'll discuss Reggie Jackson's apology. Is it legitimate? I don't think it is. I think it's disingenuous. I think Reggie, who was the guy who said, quote unquote, I'm the straw that stirs the drink, when he was a member of the New York Yankees, this is a guy who has his opinion and is not shy about saying it. For him to turn around and apologize now about that opinion and saying, I should have kept some of those comments to myself, is ridiculous. We'll get into the whole issue of how athletes and former athletes make statements and then pull back from them when the negative reaction comes. If you're going to stand by your statement, if you're going to make a statement about something, you better make sure you stand by it, or otherwise, don't open your mouth. Join me tomorrow night, Al Gattulo, Sports Shouting Radio at sportshouting.com, 7 o'clock Eastern. We'll have a lot of fun for an hour. I'm going to be there. I hope you are too.